Everyone, how are you all doing? Thank you for coming back here today to listen to what I have for us today. So I feel I should bring this topic I'm about to talk about today to us because I believe it's going to help us in our journey to creating wealth. Okay, but first of all, I need us to ask ourselves some deep questions. Like in the world today, the world has evolved from the way things has always been to what we have in today's world. Okay, now the idea is it's been observed that people have been able to create wealth at different stages that has unfolded to what we have today. So the question is, these stages are passed by a lot of people have been able to create wealth, taking advantage of what is in vogue, what is evolving and all that, but others remain in the position where they are. You see, so it is high time we look into these stages that has evolved to the age we have today, how people have been able to take advantage of all the moment to create wealth. Okay, so before we go into the main topic for today, I need us to know that in the history of human on earth, it has never been easier for people to create wealth than it is right now. So what that means is that people are able to create wealth within a short period of time, okay, in today's world because of what we have available, all the technology we have available. So people are creating wealth on daily basis. So research shows that every 12 minutes in the whole world, all around the world, people are creating wealth, turning into millionaires, billionaires, as the case may be. So we really have to look into this and see how we can equally take advantage of the time that we are in right now and take advantage of what is available to create wealth. Okay, I also need us to know that we cannot solve the mystery of wealth until we understand the history of wealth. Okay, this is very, very important. So that takes me to the first thing I want to discuss in this evolution. Okay, now we all know that people own properties, people own land, things belongs to people. But I'm focusing on land as the first thing to talk about in this video. Now, people have land belonging to them, families have land belonging to them, companies have land belonging, government have land belonging to them. So the question is, how did these people take possession of this landed property all around the world? You see, so you will agree with me that there was a time land did not belong to nobody. So people who strive hard, who fought for it, they have to go to places and claim land and say, this place belongs to me, here belongs to our family. And that was how everything started, and that was how it was accepted. And over time, they started selling the land to other people, and based on timing and all of that. So now the emphasis I'm making in this video is that as at the time, people were strong enough to claim territory, to claim land, to claim portion of land, to claim places and said it belongs to them. Where were other people? You see, that is exactly what I'm going to in this video, and that's what I want to talk to us about. Now, that phase of life was in vogue as at that time. You see, that is what the people had that time. Everything that was available was just land, okay, and agriculture. Now, my focus in that regard is why some people were striving hard to acquire territory, to acquire places to belong to, be for them as a portion of land, landed property here and there, and where were the other people? So it means that other people fold their hands and they watch while people claim territory, and they were there watching. Okay, so what am I trying to say? You see, if you want to create wealth, you must take advantage of what is in vogue. Okay, the technology that is available, whatever that is available, how people are creating wealth, you too can follow suit, then make wealth available for you and your family. So don't be the person that will stay back and watch other people take advantage of what is available for people to create wealth, and you are there watching them. Okay, so that is not good. So anybody who wants to create wealth, there's a price to pay. When people are pushing forward, when they are stepping out to claim territory, they should have joined them. You should have joined them. Your parents should have joined them. Whoever that was available at that time should have joined them, but they didn't. You see, while some were procrastinating, they were looking, other people were going to claim territory. So what about you, okay, in today's world? These are some of the things I would like to be letting us know in this video. But before I go into the other aspect I want to talk about, I want to tell us a story of what happened in Zimbabwe long time ago. All of us may know this man called Robert Mugabe. Yes, Robert Mugabe. Now, the history how the land of Zimbabwe was reclaimed by the late Robert Mugabe. What happened? Before Robert Mugabe made the move on reclaiming the land, white people were farming on the land, okay? Now, you can imagine the land belonging to Zimbabwe. White people were coming to farm on their land. So one day, Robert Mugabe rose up and said, this is not proper. This is an injustice. Why should a white man be in our land, farming on our land? We need to question how the land belongs to them. So Mugabe called them and said, you guys need to bring a proof how this land became yours. Okay? Then I discovered that during the time when the white people came to start farming on their land, you see, the white people, how did they claim the land? They have to ride on the horses. They will tell the horses to run, you see, from spot A, from point A to point B. So when the horse run and the horse get tired, that would be the boundary where the land they were to claim will end. You can imagine the power of the horse, how far the horse can run. The horse was able to run in kilometers, in miles away. So where the horse stopped, that is where the land they claim. And that is how they will be using the land for agriculture for a very long time, you see. So when Mugabe asked them to provide proof how they got the land, he said the evidence they were able to bring up was not sufficient enough for them to make the land actually belong to them. So that was how the people of Zimbabwe, through the move of Robert Mugabe, that's how they were able to claim their landed property back to themselves. But something happened. The white men that were farming on the land, they had a lot of technology they were using for their agriculture and all of that, okay? But the people of Zimbabwe, they couldn't continue in the same pace that the white people were cultivating and harvesting the crops. So that brought a lot of problem of hunger and storage to the land. So why did that tell us that story? You see, in the presence of the people who were actually the bona fide owner of the land, white people came and invaded their land and used horses to get boundary, to claim their land, you know, all over. So where were they? Where were the people? So that boils down to what I was telling us, that at every point in time, there is always what is in vogue, how people are making money. So in the beginning, people who own land, they were wealthy because they owned the land. They could assign the portion of the land, they can rent it out to people to farm on while they make wealth. Okay, so at that time, owning land, having landed property is equal to wealth. Okay, now the farming began and all that. We now move to the next one. Next one came, which was industrial age. Now, industrial age, people now looked at, you know, using tools, machine tools and machine to farm and all that. You see, so it therefore means that those that were able to buy machine to cultivate their land, to grow their crop, to do everything they have to do in the farm, they were the ones that were now making wealth more than those that even own land. So these people work on the land with machines. So remember that at the first stage, people could do just little. They were able to produce farm produce in a little quantity because all they knew was to use their physical energy, okay, their physical muscle to go to farm and cultivate the land and work. So there was just little they were able to produce because they're using their physical energy, you know, against time. So when you multiply your physical energy, which is a limited resource, and you multiply it by time, you know, you are going to produce just little because you don't have any tools, you don't have any machine to work. It was a manual labor. So that made them to now strive harder to go to the next stage, which was industrial age. So this industrial age, those who were able to, you know, buy machine to cultivate their land, they were the ones that were not making the wealth. So the wealth moved from ownership of land to those who were able to buy machine to work on their land. So that makes them to produce more wealth. They're able to produce more than the other people. Now the question is, all of them were farming at a point. So at this point, some group of people were able to save up money to buy machine to work on their land. So what happened to other people? You see, at this point, some people were making wealth, while others folded their hands and they were watching and all that. So that is actually the point I'm trying to make in this video. Okay, I'm looking at every point, at every age of evolution, while others are taking advantage of what is available to create wealth, other people are staying back watching them do it. Okay, so the question is, as at the time people were moving from manual labor, manual approach to farming, to buy machine to have leverage to be able to produce more. Where were other people? You see, this is my point. So we should be sensitive if you want to create wealth, to always, take advantage of what is in vogue, what people are using to make wealth at any point in time. Okay, so if some group of people were able to move up and buy machine and work on the land and produce more, why didn't other people were able to do it? So they could have equally been able to do the same thing. Okay, that is the point I'm trying to make. So when the mechanized system of farming came, they were able to work, use the machine to work, and they produce large quantity, and that's what leveraging is all about. So from that stage, they now discovered that they have a lot of produce. They have a lot of produce they have been able to, generate with the mechanized way of farming and all that. So that led them to start thinking, what do we need to do next? How can we store all this food? How can we distribute all this food to people that need it and all that? So that led them to another stage that is called distribution age. So people now started leaving the mechanized way of farming into the stage of distributing and all that. Now, when you look at distribution and all that, people started making wealth. That was what was in vogue as at that time, for them to create wealth. So people that were doing machines, some of them abandoned all of that or handed it over to somebody else. They now moved to the stage of trying to have warehouses, trying to have a way of transporting this item, farm produce, to other people that need them. So people that were involved in that, they made a lot of money. So they made a lot of wealth available. But remember that as at the time, they were trying to migrate to the distribution age. Now, there are other people too that have the capacity, that have the ability to do all of that, but they didn't do it. They stood back and they were watching. And they were watching other people becoming wealthy, transferring to the next stage. So that is my question. That is the reason why I'm making this video. At any point in time, there's always something in vogue. There's always something that people are using to create wealth that is in vogue, okay, based on the age that is in vogue, okay? So now, why is it that some people are always left behind? They're not ready to step out of their comfort zone to do what other people are doing that is legit for them to create wealth for them, for their family. So most cases, people will say, oh, I was there, I saw this man, or if I had known, I would have just did what he did that time. I would have just followed him, and he wanted to bring me into the business. A lot of people always say that kind of story. Why is it that is your story? Okay, so this video is produced to address some of these areas and all that, because in today's world we live in right now, in today's world, okay, this is 2025. Where are you? What are you thinking of? What is in vogue right now? Are you positioning yourself? Are you taking advantage of what is available right now? Which I'm still going to talk to us about during this video. So that is the question. So when people were migrating from the mechanized way of farming into distribution, okay, trying to make sure the goods spread out, where were other people? They were left behind. Okay, so now after that, what comes? So after that stage, the next one was technology age. Technology age, they started introducing computer, and those that had the skill, that had the money to buy the computer, they migrated, and they were the ones that were not creating wealth as at that time. That was what was in vogue, what was available for the people. So people that had access to computer, that know how to make use of it, they were the ones that were not creating wealth. Okay, so you can see how we are moving from stage to stage, what is involved, from age to age. So the question is, other people who could not take advantage of that technology that was in existence as at that time, why didn't they see that opportunity? Why is it that it's only few people that saw that opportunity? That is the emphasis I'm making in this video. As other people are moving, one should be sensitive enough to identify opportunity around you and take advantage of it, just like other people are doing it. And that led me to briefly talk about curiosity. If you want to be wealthy, one of the things that you must imbibe is curiosity, habit of curiosity. Ask questions. You see other people doing it, you don't know how to do it. Ask them questions, okay? And they will put you through. Many cases, those who are successful, they're always ready to put other people through. So always reach out, be curious, ask questions. People will probably put you through, okay? So now that age became, people made wealth during that time, and they made a lot of wealth. Now they are moving to the next stage, which is information age. So at the information age, a lot of people created wealth, okay? They migrated from that technology age into information age. Now, information age, nobody is a monopoly of information. Everybody have access to information. Now, people who were able to become computer programmers, people who knows about software, all of that, they developed it and they made a lot of money. So this is another age people stepped into, but other people were there watching them, make the money, become wealthy. So what about you? What were the stages in the past that has evolved, that has passed through you, and that you have also passed through that you didn't take advantage of, that you were watching other people taking advantage of these stages of life? So that is the essence of this video. Okay, anything that is invoked at any point in time, we are expected to be sensitive enough and see opportunities around us and do what other people are doing to become wealthy. Okay, now one thing I need to also let us know in this video, when something comes up new, when there is a phase of life that is coming up new, the first set of people who are able to take advantage and act upon it, they usually make a lot of wealth more than the rest. Okay, so that is very, very important for us to note. You see, this is 2025. Now the question is, we are living in the dispensation of AI right now. This is time of AI. So how are you leveraging on AI right now to create wealth for you and for your family? You see, that is the question. So as I speak to you right now, you see, a lot of people are taking advantage of AI tools to create wealth here and there, and some people are sitting there waiting. They are sitting there waiting and watching other people make money. You see, but they are there folding up their hands and they are watching other people. You see, in later time they will say, "Oh, Mr. A told me this, but I didn't do it. They told me this, I didn't do it. They told me that, I didn't do it. How I wish. But this is the time right now. Why not ask questions? Why not go for training, go for courses? Let people train you how this thing, when anything you don't understand. You see, this is how people are making wealth. Like on YouTube, for example, people are cashing out. On Facebook, all the social media, people are cashing out. On TikTok, people are cashing out heavily. But what about you? You see, these things, are possible. They are possible. All you need is, don't just be there to be asking questions. How are these people doing it? They say they're making money. Is it really true? Why not ask them questions? Because the evidence is all over the place. People are making money on social media. They're making money online. Is it e-commerce, internet, e-commerce, internet business? Anything you can think of is happening. You see, so there's a whole lot going on in today's world. People are trying to figure out AI, to use AI tool to make money online. People are becoming millionaire. Some are becoming billionaire on daily basis. People are selling online. People are selling on Amazon. People are selling in different platforms. People are creating their own website and they are selling. But some of us are just folding our hands and we are watching. So this is the era we are in now. This is the age we are in right now. It's the age of AI. AI is involved. People are tapping into AI in different corners, from different angles, to generate wealth for themselves. So what about you? Are you doubting what is going on in the world today? Why not ask questions? Let people show you how these things are being done. Why not schedule for a training? Ask questions, And that is the reason why I prepared this video. So there's a lot going on. These things are not, so difficult. And not if you see somebody that introduces you how these things are being done. Somebody will train you to know how these things are being done. What I notice in today's world is people are on social media laughing, ha 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 ha. Somebody will put, they'll laugh, ha ha. They are looking, all kinds of stuff going on and all that. But what some people are doing, they are just there seeing other people watch. They are watching other people succeed. Why they are there, they are in poverty. So you cannot just be amused, where you are broke. You are watching other people, So you need to find a way to create wealth using today's technology. Create wealth for yourself and family. Okay, so poverty is not good. Poverty is not good. Poverty stinks. So you can create wealth and take yourself out of poverty. It is possible. So it begins with knowledge. Okay, the more you know, the more you're able to do. Okay, and we human, we are a creature of being. That is why our name is called human being. So it is first what you need to become on the inside before you be able to do and before you be able to have. Okay, so being speaks to your identity. You see that? Then doing speaks to your activity, while having speaks to your property. So if you don't know, you won't be able to do nothing. So the first thing is for you to know, find out, to know, discover, and then you go ahead and do. So this is very, very important. Don't be following crowd. Don't be following crowd. Follow the right crowd if you want to follow crowd. Follow those who knows. Follow those with examples. Follow those who already made it in the area. How you want your life to be. Those who already achieved in that direction. So follow them and ask them questions. They are going to put you through. So that is the reason why I prepared this video, so that we will not just be a spectator watching all the time and watch other people create wealth right in your very eyes. Okay, don't let that happen. So join them, join the train, and create wealth for yourself and for your family. Okay, this is very important. Now, people always have their fans. The artists, those that are making music, they say this is my fan, and they always celebrate them. Another, why not put your own self in the position where you can be celebrated equally? You see, so this thing is possible, and it begins from where you are right now. As I'm talking right now, if you want to make wealth, you can start taking action right now. It is possible. It is not too late. Whether you are old, you are young, there are accounts of people that are older than you that made wealth. There are accounts of people that are younger than you that made a lot of wealth. There are accounts of people that are very, very old. Okay, they got the right information at that stage in their life, and they started creating wealth for them and for their family. So what about you? So I made this video to encourage everyone, because I know that when you step out, go around the world, people are going through a lot. People are in poverty. People are hungry. People don't have no food to eat. People are homeless and all that. So you see, these people, the reason why they're in a situation where they are today is because they lack information. The Bible says, my people are destroyed because they lack knowledge. So if you don't know, you won't be able to do. But if you know, you can live better, be able to do better. Okay? So that is the reason why I prepared this video, so that this information we're getting here can reshape our thinking and reposition us to act so that we can succeed. Okay? So that brings me to the end of this video. If you have any question, you can put it in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer you. Okay? So see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.